I remember being out in Boston. We went the day after the bombing, and I remember getting there and how locked down the city was. It was eerie, and it was also in another sense kind of a feeling of you're in a safe space right now because of the amount of law enforcement that had swarmed that area. I'm Subrina Dhammi. This is a reflection of 10 years ago, the Boston Marathon bombing. We're taking you back to that day and telling you stories of people who went through it. We spoke with a lot of runners that day, recounting what happened, recounting what they saw, still wanting to help out whoever they could help out. We had found out that there was this picture of a firefighter carrying a young woman away from the scene, and that picture really became, I think, for the Capital Region, because he is a native of this area, a source of strength and a symbol of hope. So I found him the very next day, so he shared that story with us 10 years ago, and we talked with him again now, 10 years later. People from Boston and throughout the interviews I've done and the people I've spoken with, they don't want the focus to be the tragedy that day. They want the focus to be the hours after the fact and how everyone united. That's what they want remembered. With firefighter Jimmy Plord, he right away didn't really want to talk about that day, but he was really determined to talk about the good that has come from that. And so we are focusing on that to honor that for him. It's always challenging doing interviews like this because you don't want to make people relive something that was tragic, or you don't want to take them back there. When we were speaking with Jen Tracy, a marathon runner, we did say, you know, we always refocus on these things for milestone anniversaries, right? But for people who were there or were a part of it or impacted in some way, it's always with them. But I think I was a little taken aback because of how quickly she went right back to that moment. And I think it's important to remind people of things that people went through, especially our neighbors right here in the Capital Region. And to remind people that that strength that came from that, let's find that again. Let's hold on to that. If we retell these stories, it will once again hopefully bring people together the way it did 10 years ago. And I think that's what we should be focusing on, is at how much people helped each other and how we can continue to do that 10 years later by remembering these stories. We're happy that we'll be back in Boston for Marathon Monday. Our coverage starts at 5 a.m. with our exclusive interviews, also bringing out some of the footage we had from 10 years ago. I'm Subrina Dhammi. You can watch our coverage starting Marathon Monday, April 17th. We'll be live in Boston, starting with our morning show, 5 a.m. We'll be there all day, bringing you the scenes from there and bringing you these stories.